What if I told you there was a player in the draft that's 6'4", 244, and runs a 4.4? If you somehow aren't impressed yet, what if I told you he also has a 40-inch vertical and he was a quarterback? If I've captured your attention, now listen closely. His name is Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is no normal quarterback. He's more like the Terminator. He slices through defenses at will and dimes them up with 60-yard bombs to his receivers. He attended Eastside High School in Gainesville, Florida, and let's just say he never needed Captain America's super soldier serum, because in his 4-year varsity career, he passed for 4,600 yards and 37 touchdowns, while still racking up 1,600 yards and 41 touchdowns on the ground. He ended his high school career as a 4-star recruit by ESPN, and despite having offers from schools like Cincinnati and Boston College, he made the obvious choice to stay home and attend the University of Florida. At the University of Florida, Richardson's numbers didn't exactly jump off the stat sheet. Redshirting his freshman year while the Gators were led by Kyle Trask, Richardson only threw 2 passes, one being a touchdown and one being an interception. Looking at this season, it's pretty clear what type of player Richardson is, and that is a boom or bust prospect. In 2021, Richardson only started 1 game, as he was the backup to Emory Jones. However, Richardson did get some time in 6 additional games as the backup. That year, he threw for 500 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions, while going for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. 2022 was Richardson's big shot as the starter for the Gators. However, he had a record of 6-6 in 12 games, then later he lost to Oregon State in the Las Vegas Bowl. He clearly found it hard to come by wins as the starter, and his stats didn't help his case, as he passed for 2,500 yards and 17 touchdowns with 9 interceptions, tacking on an additional 650 yards and 9 touchdowns on the ground. Although he finished his college career with 3,100 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions through the air, in addition to 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns on the ground, he is still projected to go within the first round. This is where his film comes in, because it shows a lot. Whether he's slicing through defenses with blazing speed or throwing 60-yard bombs, Anthony Richardson's film is incredible. His deficiencies, however, cannot be ignored. For every play that makes you say how, he has a play that makes you say why. His decision making is questionable, and his accuracy is hit or miss. And these 2 traits can make Anthony Richardson his own worst enemy. This is why he is currently all over the board on mock drafts. Whether you have him going in the top 10 or the very end of the first round, his talent is undeniable. With the right coaching and talent surrounding him, he can turn into the next Josh Allen or Cam Newton, but he could just as easily become the next JaMarcus Russell. I personally have Anthony Richardson going off the board at 18 to the Lions. I really do think this is the best situation for Anthony Richardson. On the Lions, he can sit behind Jared Goff for at least a year. He gets 2 young, up-and-coming receivers in Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams to throw to. And most importantly, he'll have one of the best coaches in the NFL in Dan Campbell to support him along the way. But other than the Lions, who else can he go to? The Colts could stop signing veteran quarterbacks that are washed up and instead draft young. They're known for taking risks, and Anthony Richardson might be the biggest risk in the draft. The Colts just hired a new head coach in Shane Steichen, who just last season worked with Jalen Hurts, another young, dual-threat quarterback. The Colts' offensive line can return to form, and young receivers like Michael Pittman Jr. can continue to make an improvement. This could be another great fit for him. With the Raiders selecting at 7 and just signing Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year deal, Anthony Richardson could sit behind him as well and learn. They also have great receivers such as Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, and Darren Waller. With an offensive-minded head coach in Josh McDaniels, this could be the perfect place for him to succeed. However, there are some places, such as Houston, that could be disasters for Anthony Richardson. With the only bright spot on their team being running back Dameon Pierce, newly hired head coach DeMeco Ryans, Houston would set him up for failure. He wouldn't get a good chance to progress, and the supporting cast around him, or lack thereof, wouldn't help. Regardless of what you think of Anthony Richardson, it's hard to deny his unbelievable physical talent and his ability to change the game with both his legs and his arm. He's an absolutely unbelievable athlete with room to improve as a quarterback. But if he gets there and if the right pieces are around him, there is no doubt that Anthony Richardson could end up being an MVP candidate in the near future. Thank you for watching. This has been Next Up Sports, and we'll see you next time.